Take a listen, and then you will hear from Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians.
Tom Brady, I'm coming. I want Tom.
We'll have our hands full, but that it's one of those games where you better watch what you wish for.
Okay. And
Ooh.
Jeff Saturday, go ahead, Jeff. Take the floor.
This is what it's about, man. You want to play in January? You want to play in February? Like, stop talking about 4-win and 6-win teams. Let's talk about some action, boss. We got Chase Young going to be the defensive player of the year, talking trash to Tom Brady, jogging off the field. You know where that comes from? Jack Del Rio, baby. Hey, the defensive coordinator for the Washington football team, he told all his boys, get ready, because we win this one, we're going to see the GOAT and go make something happen. And listen, Sweat, Allen, Payne, you name it. There's 3 or 4 others in that group, even Kerrigan. This defensive line is absolutely legit. Tom Brady, he got on his text chain last night, all the offensive linemen. Y'all better strap up and be ready. You see some rib shots, you better freaking take them. You better put some hat on some people, because this is why you play playoff football, man. I can't tell you how jacked I am that somebody said something to get this weekend going, baby. I'm ready to watch it already.
Go, Marcus.
I just want to hear Jeff Saturday keep talking. I want to yield my time to the gentleman that played center in the league forever and one of the best to ever do it. But since I have to, I'll take it. This is what I'll say. I'm going to be calm, Swagoo. Chase Young, I like the energy. I'm not mad that Chase Young said he want Brady, he coming. Just be careful what you ask for, like B.A. said. The experience of this game, I learned when I was young. I had the opportunity to go into the playoffs. The level changes. The great ones are made in the playoffs. Where the reason why we call Tom Brady the GOAT is not because of the regular season. It's because of what this dude does during this time of the year. So, look, I'm excited to see it. Washington got their juice. They got a D-line that's going to get after people. But be careful about what you think or think not about Tom Brady.
It's going to be interesting to see how that gets handled. Graziano, I'm not comparing the teams. Obviously, Washington won 6 games this year, and San Francisco was the 1 seed in the NFC a year ago. But there is a similarity to the way they win, and what Nick Bosa was to those 49ers. That's kind of what Chase Young is to this group, yes?
Yeah, last year's Niners had 5 first-round picks in that defensive front. Washington, very similar. Yes, Chase Young was the last piece of the puzzle that unlocked that, and they are they have a 7-win team, yes, but they're a legitimately great defense that has really caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, and that could include Tom Brady, who, he's not mobile. If Washington has a plan to get after Tom Brady, they may be able to do it. Chase Young was a year old when Tom Brady was drafted. Since he played Pop Warner football and high school football, he's been thinking about sacking Tom Brady. That's his dream. He's excited. When you ask these kids at the Combine every year, who are you looking forward to sacking the most? They all say Tom Brady. This is a dream come true for Chase Young, no matter how it goes.
Now, look, this was the matchup everyone said the Buccaneers were playing for. They wanted to get the champion of the NFC East in this first round by playing last week. Now they got him. Maybe they should be a little careful what they wish for as well. All right, Graziano, let's run the hurry up looking at a few situations from around the league. Let's talk about the Buccaneers and Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans left Sunday's game with an injury. Good news on the injury front with Mike Evans. No structural damage to the knee. They're calling him day to day. They will see how the practice week goes and if he is able to go Saturday. Evans has played through injury this year and in the past. He would obviously like to go, but they're going to have to wait and see how he feels on Saturday before deciding whether he's going to be able to play in this playoff game. But good news in terms of the MRI and the exams they took. Saints running back Alvin Kamara, they got a break. Their game is on Sunday. Sunday is the first day Alvin Kamara would be eligible to come off the COVID-19 list and rejoin the team. If their game had been on Saturday, they'd be out of luck. But it is possible that he is able to come off that list and play Sunday. It depends on a lot of things. How he's testing. Does he show symptoms? It's possible he won't be able to come off the list. But the fact that the game's Sunday means it's possible that he can. And let's turn our attention to the coaching search, right? This is a big story this week. 6 teams looking for head coaches. Are college coaches going to get a look? Is Jim Harbaugh from Michigan going to be able to return to the NFL? There's some thought that he might have some interest in some of the open jobs, but curiosity to see whether the NFL still has interest in him. We'll see how that plays out. But college coaches are going to be on the radar here. Urban Meyer, the former Ohio State coach, is a candidate in Jacksonville. There's, I'm told, mutual interest there in terms of him possibly becoming the Jaguars coach, to the point where he has looked into possible, staffing and procedures for how the NFL is different from the college game. So keep an eye on that. That's a situation to watch in Jacksonville, where Urban Meyer could end up being the Jaguars head coach if things fall into place.
All right, I'm going to leave it there for the moment, but I do want to circle back to that, if not today, then at some point this week, because Harbaugh, life comes at you fast. I mean, he was the guy that everyone was dying for not so long ago, and now maybe he's interested in the league and it's not interested in him. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, let's look ahead. And to look ahead, we have to start by looking back, by recapping the quarterback play from college football's semifinal games. Mac Jones threw for 297 yards and 4 touchdowns for Alabama and knocking Notre Dame out in the Rose Bowl. His 4 touchdown passes tied an Alabama Bowl record. Trevor Lawrence, the presumptive top pick in the draft, lost to Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. He's 34-2 at Clemson, and it figures that's how it'll end. And then Justin Fields was sensational. Threw 6 touchdowns in Ohio State's win in that game. 7th player with at least 6 touchdown passes in a bowl game in FBS history. And this, if you haven't seen it yet, is how the draft order wound up. The top 18 picks have now been set. The rest of it will be determined by the playoffs. We think we know that Trevor Lawrence will be the number 1 pick in this draft. The questions really begin at number 2 with the Jets and Justin Fields. And when there are questions like that, this is the man who always has the answer. Mel Kiper Jr. is with us. Good morning, Mel. And let's start with that. I think the world was really impressed with what Justin Fields did on Friday night, the toughness that he showed, and everything else. What did that do for him in the evaluation process?
Critical game, certainly, for Justin Fields after what happened against Indiana, then Northwestern. Granted, Chris Olave wasn't there in the Northwestern game, but I think it was critical that he played well. And I think the grit, the determination, that injury that he had with the Skalski hit, something he didn't know if he'd even come back from, let alone complete passes down the field and grimace and go through all the pain to lead his team to that victory, showed so much. And he's going to go into this game probably not 100%, so you have to realize that. But I think that game in particular right there, that Clemson game, was emphatic. It was needed. It was necessary to maintain that number 2 quarterback spot, to maintain that high first-round ranking. So for Justin Fields, he needed it, and he delivered.
So when you say high first-round ranking, tell us where we should, and obviously there's a lot of people out there looking at that number 2 pick. Is that right now where you would pencil him in?
No, I would not. I think the Jets move forward with